Well, good morning, everybody. Tim here at Rat Daddy Studios. Trying to get back in the swing of things. I'm still kind of dragging ass right now. It's been a long week and tiring week, and not sleeping well. And my daughter's still under sedation and still on the ventilator, and probably will be for the next 2 weeks, from what they're telling us, at least, to try to give her body time to recover. But again, thanks to all of you guys for the kind words and comments and the thoughts and prayers. It really goes a long way. Big help for me and my family. So we're plugging on. And but anyway, I dug some stuff out of the archives. A lot of you guys asking about some of the old builds, some of the old show rods and stuff. So did some rooting 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah. And I dug a bunch of stuff out. Quite a bit of Tom Daniels stuff. So coming up here soon, I'm going to do a little story about the Red Baron and King Chopper probably. But today I brought in a couple of things based on this kit, which is the Fast Buck. This was originally the Jinx Express. And this was the kind of the reissue of it back in the 80s. Biggest difference, the original Jinx Express was kind of molded in a kind of a gray plastic, kind of a metallic gray, and it had green windows and a green hood scoop. And I think everything else was pretty much the same, other than the actual logos that were on it. I did not use the Fast Buck decals on here because they were just not good. And I'm looking, my wing is loose again. So this kit got damaged some in storage. As careful as I am, it got banged around and it knocked that entire wing off, so I've got to reset that. It's kind of sticking up there. Sorry about that. I thought I had that down, but anyway, so this was shot in House of Colors Oriental Blue, and it's just a nice solid little kit. All these things built up really well. These were great kits for kids because they were handleable when they were done. The idea behind this is actually a piggy bank. As you can see, there's a slot on the top of this, and then there's actually like a little working combination lock on the back of it. So this would, you can set this and open this, and which I think it's actually partially set now. So okay, yeah, I can't get that open. I'm not going to try to force it right now, and I can't do it with one hand. But anyway, that opens up. Kids put their coins in there, and so it doubles as a piggy bank. But this thing, I always thought this was a pretty cool idea. More of Tom's great artwork brought to life. So yeah, so that was that one. So this next thing I'm going to show you is based on that kit, and this is a kit bash that I did, and this is the clown wagon. And I don't know what I was thinking. I really didn't do that much drugs years ago. I did smoke weed when I was younger, but I'm not sure where this came from. So anyway, so I had, this is one of those things, I got this idea, and this was one of those builds that just kind of just fell together. Everything worked. So what I did is I made a brass hinge back here with a pin in it. And my original idea was just to make it into a funny car. I think that's where it started, and then it turned into this nightmare. So this is, I think, the second thing I painted with the water-based paints with auto air. This is a chameleon gold, and then I top coated it with House of Colors clear with some really fine flake in there. So this thing's really pretty out in the sun. It's kind of got that color changing thing going on. Not a lot of that. It's just more iridescence, and then all that little flake picks right up. So I think these were some early Pegasus wheels and tires, and I'm missing a part, whatever this little thing was. I think this was like a wheel center, a metal wheel center. I think I got some more of these, but I lost one along the way somewhere, but I think I've got some more of those. Those were off some early photo etched rims that you could get years ago. So let's see. Okay, so the graphics, the writing, these were done by Dan Warford, all the decals. Dan was really talented decal maker, so he did that for me. So TD Shits and Giggles, Town Clowns, and then we've got, I'm not sure if that's focusing or not, it says everybody loves a clown but nobody likes a mime. And then I had on the back of it, I did like the little banner thing with these were some of the nicknames of some of the guys that were on Dave's Show Rod Rally. And of course I did the Adios Bozos logo. All of the clown faces, I hand painted all those. My hand was steadier then. I hand painted the ribbon graphics too, but they're not as good. They're okay, but they're not great. But sorry, I'm getting some shadows here. I think I tinted these windows blue from the inside. And then, of course, you got the clown in there. So here's the deal with this. This, of course, this is where the turret was, which I, took off, obviously, and left that open. So the way this works is, let me see if I can one-hand this. So this fits together. Okay, give me just a second here, guys. Okay, so this opens up. The body support swings down. There are little holes that it goes in. Let's see if I can get this in there. Okay, so inside, we got this tiny little resin Merc with the clown driving it. There's one of the decals Dan made me. It says, "Danger, glue-sniffing clown at wheel." And you can see my skeletal clown in there. And this was one of the Boot Hill skeletons. And I added hair, and I think I made the nose and the eyes out of pinheads. Did a little 8-ball shifter in there. So I'm going to open this all the way. So the deal is, so the little Merc is actually what powers this. And right where this says roller lock on and off, the idea behind this was I've got these brass rollers that I made, and there's a chain drive going down through here, and you can see the chain drive going down around the axle. So the idea was that the little tiny Mercury, the tires sit right on the rollers there, and so when the Mercury's powered up, it is actually powering the car underneath. So there's no motor in the actual truck, but this does so when you lock and unlock the rollers. So when you lock the rollers, then you can drive the car out of the inside of it. That was the idea. And this is a little Jimmy Flintstone resin Merc. And I have been buying stuff from Jim for years. Good guy. This is just a cool little casting. I think the grill's metal. I think that the tires were metal too, if I remember correctly. And yeah, you can see where I modified this little clown. Not sure if I'm getting focused on him. I'm not real focused today. I'm still a little out of it here. So anyway, you can see. But yeah, so that this is painted in House of Colors Candy Oriental Blue, the same color as that Fast Buck is. So yeah, so the clown car fits right in there. And you can see I got the body hinged up, same thing, on brass, and that just swings. But then it just kind of flops right down and locks in place, and the clown sticks out of the roof of the thing. I always like this hair. I had some of that the stuff you use on fishing lures that I cut with crazy looking hair. I actually managed to paint his little tiny teeth too. My hand was a lot steadier back then than it is now. These were probably built back in the, I'm guessing in the 90s sometime. Oops, I knocked one of the turrets off the Fast Buck. I have to glue that back on. See, that's the kind of stuff that happens. This stuff moves around, all these little fragile parts get knocked off. So you just have to store these a little bit better. These are not in a display cabinet. These are still stored away in plastic tubs. So I have to wrap them up in some cloth or something and do a little barrel storage. But yeah, so anyway, so yeah, that's some couple of oldies, and I rooted out some more stuff that I'll show you in the upcoming weeks. We're going to do some stuff about the Red Baron and the King Chopper, and I dug out my Roth letters and my Roth. I have a huge book of kind of Roth archives of stuff that I've collected up over the years. I did do a little work on my 53 Ford pickup on the chassis, so this is pretty much good. Did the exhaust. That's the only thing I was able to really do this week. I glued the exhaust into here and a little bit on the suspension. I think that's pretty much done. The motor's wired up there. So yeah, it's pretty clean and neat. I'm happy with this so far. And I've just been painting all the other little extra parts I got to go on. I still got to put the spare tire under the back of here. But I mean, I could get this together in a couple hours if I actually had time, but I still don't. So I'll be working on it just a little bit here and there, but that's probably the next thing that'll actually get finished. And I've got, the weather's just horrible, the humidity's horrible, and the big things I've got that I want to paint, I don't want to take a chance of ruining them in the humidity. And the urethanes are temperamental, and with me having to just, I'm painting in my garage, and it's just hotter than hell out there. So I really don't want to take a chance of like shooting that big Corvette right now. And I've got a couple of other things, the boat. So I'm going to wait. We'll see what's going on. I mean, it'll start lightening up on the weather here in the next month or so, so I can start doing a little more paint work, and then a lot of things will probably come together pretty quick, because I've got 3 or 4 big things going on, and hope to get those together. But I think in the meantime, I'll just kind of continue doing some of the archive stuff. You guys seem to like that anyway, and it is fun. I like digging some of the stuff out. I haven't had a lot of this out of my closet in quite a while, so it's good to see it, and it's given me the opportunity to repair it too. I've done a lot of little repair work on a lot of them. They had parts and stuff knocked off of them, but so hang in there with me, and I'll see you again real soon. Have a good weekend. I hope you guys aren't getting affected by this storm. Of course, this storm that we have, Debbie, which is my wife's name, which is kind of funny. I know it's swung back up through the Northeast right now. My son's in Roanoke, Virginia, and they got clobbered with rains and winds yesterday. So I'm sure a lot of you guys that are in those areas are probably feeling the effects of it. We actually dodged a bullet where I'm at. Parts of Florida got hit pretty hard, a lot of flooding on the Gulf side of the coast and up in the Panhandle. But here on the East Coast, I'm just below Daytona. We missed it. We got some rain. We really needed the rain, so I was glad to get the rain, but we missed the brunt of this storm. So hopefully nothing else cooking up out there. And we've got about 6 more weeks of critical storm time. If we're going to get nailed, this is when we're going to get it, usually really through August and the middle of September. Of course, we've had some of these storms hit late in the year, late September and into October too. So you just never know anymore. So we just hope for the best that it doesn't happen. But anyway, hope you guys are building. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll have some more stuff coming up for you in the next week or so. Have a great weekend. I'll see you again real soon.